getting around. I show people that. I finally got around to it.
It takes me a while to see.
I don't know who gets it.
What kin are these to you?
Oh, I did. That's when I was doing that sales stuff.
Caroline
Had a wooden one.
is my great-great-grandmother, I believe it would be, wouldn't it?
Well, she's my great-great-grandmother. Or no, maybe not. Maybe she's just
Well,
great.
we're in somewhere in
Yeah,
the same
she's
year
a great.
range.
She's a great-grandmother.
Great-great-grandmother to me.
Okay.
Now, Simpson A would be her son, which he would be,
My grandfather,
and he'd be a great uncle to me.
probably.
Great or great-great uncle
Yeah.
to me.
Okay. I'm trying to get all this.
Mary
Well, he
Alice.
was Mary Alice's father, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other one's name?
Which one's that?
There's another girl there.
Oh, there's Mary Alice. That's his mother. And Margaret, Virginia. That's Mag. Aunt Mag, they always called her.
And she's one that lived in Arkansas.
Yeah, she's the guest. One that married the
Yeah.
guest. Bill Guest.
Yeah, and that, the
Now,
gift.
my stepmom knew her real well because they all lived out in that area.
They
right
used
there
to
with her.
come to Florence. Some of them in the Guest family.
Oh, well, now,
Homer and Chester came down here a lot.
Yeah, they did.
there's
Come.
Cynthia Donaldson here, and Mary Elizabeth came to Arkansas to see Aunt Mag and Homer and them.
Yeah.
And my stepmom and my dad then had just got married. This had to have been in the 40s. And she said that she met both of them and said that she really thought a lot of Mary Elizabeth. They corresponded pretty good until she died.
Well, everything I read about Mag, she was a great person.
My stepmom loved her.
She was dying of cancer, terrific pains in her stomach, and she hid it from her kids. She would smile and do everything. They ignored it, just.
Now,
Yeah.
the person
Good
that
friend.
got me started to find my dad, my uncle
Really
in
loved his kids
Tennessee,
and grandkids.
my grandmother was up there at their house.
I don't know about grandkids, but at least kids.
He called me in Decatur and he says, come up here tonight. He says, you've bugged me to death for 40 years to find out something about your daddy. He says, get up here tonight. That was Christmas Eve night. We went up there.
You're doing movies, aren't you?
And my grandmother, she kind of hid from us at first. She got off in the kitchen making coffee and stuff and stayed away from us. Well, Polly says, Huey, don't you have something to tell JC? In my family, everybody calls me JC. And she walked to the door and said, yeah, I guess so. And she said, let me pour coffee and we'll sit to the table and talk about it. And she told me that she knew of two relatives of mine on the Richey side, or on my grandmother's side, that were still living. And that was Lyndon and Thelma. Thelma Marks was a Richey. Okay. See, that is my grandmother's family that she married into, was the Markses. And when it was all over with, I brought her home that weekend, took her up there Monday. I just shut my place of business down and went up there because I knew I was going to find out something that day. And I called Thelma's house, and she had just got out of the hospital with a heart attack, serious heart attack. So her daughter kind of got the information and relayed it to me. And she said that it would be best to talk to Lyndon because she knew for a fact that Lyndon had got a Christmas card from him that year. And now I talked to Lyndon, and Lyndon says there was no return address on my Christmas card, but says, I know who knows exactly where he is. He said his name's Homer Guest, and he gave me his telephone number. Well, I vacated Florence and come back to Alabama, to Decatur then, and I guess 20 or 30 minutes after I got home, I was talking to Homer, and he was telling me all about